The biggest risk most people take is thinking they are not taking any risks at all. If you're middle class, you're probably risking your entire future every single day and calling it being responsible. By the end of this video, you'll see why everything you were taught about safety is backwards. Because if you actually look closely, playing it safe has quietly become the most dangerous strategy in modern life. Let me ask you something real. What scares you more? Losing some money this year? Or waking up 10 years from now in the exact same place? Same job, same stress, same income ceiling. Most people say they're afraid of losing money. And that answer explains almost everything. Not because they're stupid, not because they're lazy, but because they were trained to fear the wrong thing. In this video, I'm going to show you the mental flip the top 1% use to decide what's actually risky and what just feels risky. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. If you grew up middle class, you heard this nonstop. Don't rock the boat. Get a stable job. Be grateful. At least you have something. Sounds wise. Sounds mature. But nobody ever finishes the sentence. Be grateful and accept the ceiling. Because that's the trade nobody says out loud. You work hard. You follow rules. You stay out of trouble. Yet money still feels tight. Time still feels short. Freedom still feels like something other people get. That's not an accident. Here's the real difference. Middle-class definition of risk. Anything that might make me lose money or security. Top 1% definition of risk. Anything that costs me time without upside. That's it. Same word, completely different meaning. One group is protecting comfort. The other group is protecting trajectory. Most people think starting a business is risky, learning to invest is risky, changing careers is risky, asking for a raise is risky. But those same people will stay in a job they hate for 20 years, commute hours every day, depend on one paycheck, hope nothing breaks. That doesn't feel risky because it's familiar. The top 1% look at that and think, working for decades with no ownership? That's insane. Depending on one income? That's reckless. Spending your best years making someone else rich without equity? That's the real gamble. Same situation, opposite conclusions. I know a guy who spent 12 years chasing promotions, same company, same role. Every year he was told, next year you're up. When layoffs came, he was gone in one email. No backup plan, no leverage, no ownership. Another friend spent nights learning web design. Took him about 18 months. Now companies chase him. He chooses projects. He sets his price. Same city, same economy. Very different outcomes. Middle-class mindset. I need a stable job. So they protect the job. Even when the pay is bad, even when growth is dead, even when they're replaceable. Top 1% mindset. I need a skill that pays anywhere. They don't trust companies. They don't trust titles. They don't trust promises. They trust skills, sales, communication, tech, building systems, solving painful problems. Because a strong skill travels. That's why layoffs ruin some people and barely slow others down. Middle-class pattern. Income goes up. Lifestyle goes up. New phone, better car. More subscriptions, more payments. Feels like progress. It isn't. It's motion without momentum. Top 1% delay gratification on purpose. Not because they're cheap, because they're buying freedom. They're willing to look boring today so they don't have to ask permission later. I once met a guy making 6 figures who still lived like he made 40. Old car, small apartment, no flexing. Everyone thought he was behind. What they didn't see, he was stacking cash, buying assets, building leverage. 5 years later, he retired in his 30s. While the successful crowd was still stuck in payments. Middle-class fear. What if I fail? So they wait, overthink, plan forever, do nothing. Top 1% fear. What if I waste my life playing small? They expect some failures. They assume most things won't work. They move anyway. Nobody is haunted by the business they tried. They're haunted by the one they never started. Hard work used to be enough. It isn't anymore. Hard work without leverage just makes you tired. The modern world rewards ownership, skills, audience, distribution, leverage, not obedience, not loyalty, not patience. Risk isn't quitting your job tomorrow. Risk isn't going all in blind. Real risk looks boring. Learning a skill at night, building something small, investing time before money, living below your means longer than your friends. Small, controlled discomfort. That's how real wealth is built. Quietly. If I were starting from zero today, I'd pick one high-income skill, spend 90 days learning it, and try to sell it to one person. Not perfect, not scalable, real. Before you say yes to anything, ask, if I keep doing this for 5 years, who do I become? Then ask, is this a temporary risk or a permanent trap? Temporary risk grows you. Permanent traps drain you. Choose accordingly. The top 1% aren't fearless, they're just allergic to wasted time. They fear small lives more than small failures. Change what you're afraid of, and your entire life starts to move. Subscribe if you're done playing small and ready to build something real. No fairy tales, no fake motivation, just reality.